well, some of the favorite games zimekuwa zikihappen. So Ronnie, unafeelaje?
I'm feeling nice. Ukiniona hapa nimekuja na zigo inaitwa 3 points from Ten Hag.
3 points from Ten Hag.
Nothing.
Jimmy, how's the feeling, man?
More than happy the Premier League is back.
Yeah.
Only problem I have is that I'm going to be letting 11 strangers decide my mood for the next 9 months, bro.
It's true, man. It's not only 11
Crazy
strangers.
time.
Also, the La Liga is back.
Yes,
True.
sir.
Serie A is back. Ligue 1 is back. We are waiting for which one? Bundesliga ndio tunangoja. Si uchelewa. Like they're always late, man. So for them, they're beginning next week.
Yes.
So we're waiting for Champions League again.
Yes.
It's interesting. Handing over remote ceremony, hopefully imefanyika. If hujapatiwa remote kwa keja, umekaliwa. So if you're joining in about now, bazeradio.co.ke, that's the plug. Or you can listen to us via my Safaricom app. Or else you can talk to us 0716250933. That's our WhatsApp number. So guys, tunaanza na a few of the results zimekuwa zikihappen across different sporting events.
Yes.
So tukianza na EPL, we had a game yesterday whereby the mighty, the almighty Manchester United,
The great
Manchester United,
all-time English champion.
yes,
The biggest.
the baddest,
The best.
they were able to defeat Fulham 1-0. We are going to dig deep into that match in a couple of seconds. Then we cross over to match day week 1 in La Liga. So La Liga, we had Athletic Club was squaring out with Getafe. Hiyo game ilibaki imeisha 1-1. We had Real Betis was squaring it out with Girona. Also hiyo game ilisha 1-1, and these games were played on Thursday.
Yes.
Then on Friday yesterday, Celta Vigo versus Alaves. So Celta Vigo ilibaki imeshinda 2-1. Then Las Palmas was squaring it out with Seville, and that game ended 2-2. So that was the games in La Liga so far. And then to cross over to Ligue 1, Le Havre were playing against PSG.
They were thrashed.
Yes. Le Havre were thrashed.
It was a thrashing. without even telling us the results. It was a thrashing.
So PSG walibaki wameshinda 4-1.
Yeah.
Then we move on to Serie A. Haraka so Serie A bado ijaanza inaanza today. So
yes.
There were no games. But interesting, we had a game in the DFB, the Pokal Cup. Hiyo ni FA ya
Germany.
Ya German, yeah? Of which the first game yesterday we had Wehen against Mainz. So Mainz ilibaki imeshinda 3-1.
Gosho unasema jina hiyo team vizuri.
Wehen. I'm not the German.
I'm pretty sure if a German would say would pronounce that name.
You'll bear with me.
Atuko nje.
Yes.
Uko sawa.
And then we had Wolfgang. Kickers were playing against Hoffenheim.
Yes.
So Hoffenheim walibaki wameshinda hiyo game in penalties. So the game ended 2-2. So they had to go to penalties. So Hoffenheim walishinda 5-3.
Yes.
And then we had Helscha ikicheza na FC St. Pauli, of which FC St. Pauli ended up winning that game 2-3. And the biggest match was Bayern Munich against Ulm. And Bayern Munich won that game 4-0.
One thing about Bayern Munich is
they
have a manager from a team that was relegated.
Yes.
And a few clips have come out of that relegation season from Burnley.
Yeah.
Where he was shouting at John Gudmundsson. A few foul words were said here and there. And you can see when the camera is zooming out, some of the sporting directors at Burnley are looking at each other with shock. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But then Bayern saw potential. Bayern saw that was good business.
Yep.
Tuko hapa tunangoja kiwarambe.
Yes.
Champions League. We'll be here, I promise you.
Waiting to see how he's going to perform.
Definitely.
And the biggest match of the week had to be the UEFA Super League Cup.
Yes.
Which happened on Wednesday. Real Madrid versus Atlanta. So the Super Cup is always the winner of the Champions League versus the winner of
the Europa League.
The Europa League, right? So that game ended Real Madrid winning it 2-0. And the goals from Federico Valverde and the new boy on the block, a man like Kylian Mbappe. Yes.
World Cup winner.
Doing his thing, Rabona. So guys, wacha tusikize raha kiasi. Is from SHKE, Modoni the Drama Queen, and Mayonde. Then when we come back, we'll be analyzing now this game, Real Madrid versus Atlanta, then Manchester United versus Fulham.
The
right?
great Manchester United.
Yes.
Against a very middle table London team.
Yeah, London team. You know, we'll be right back in a couple of minutes. So you guys need to keep it Baze Radio. Yes, welcome back. This is a play-by-play right on bazeradio.co.ke. Mista Billy in the building.
Ronnie _ Randy.
Jimmy Cooks.
Who always cooks. He's always cooking. Jimmy, what are you always cooking, man?
Different things. Sometimes United, sometimes City, sometimes Liverpool. It depends on the opponent, man.
It depends with the recipe.
Yes.
That was a setup.
Yeah, so guys, the UEFA Super Cup, Wednesday on the 14th, Real Madrid versus Atlanta.
Yeah.
Real Madrid won that game comfortably. I'll say comfortably. Because if you look at the stats, everything was in the favor of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So, Manze, what was your take on that game, Ronnie?
My take was pretty simple.
Yeah.
Atalanta looked like a team that was still in pre-season, that had come from the holidays. I'd say if it was in the middle of the season, Real Madrid facing Atalanta would have put up a proper fight, probably pushed Real Madrid to extra time or even penalties.
Yeah.
But Kosabu, for them, it's just minutes in the tank. That's why they looked that shaky.
At a medal to start the season with.
Runners up for them against Real Madrid is something that they'd take any day.
It's a big win, huh?
Yeah.
Jimmy?
New season, same old Madrid. At the helm, Don Carlo, 14 titles now with Madrid.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The head of that snake, Vinicius, Mbappe, Rodrigo. I mean, whoever is sitting on that midfield, we good.
And you want to talk about your boy, man like Jude.
Exactly. So Jude has won. He's now used to winning, but still he has the same hunger to win each and every day. The battles, the tackles that he won in that game. I mean, we're just in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
But he still has the same aggression as if we are at the edge of the box.
Yes.
So I loved that from him. 100%.
He plays as if he's still in Birmingham.
Exactly.
Looking out for that scout who's watching him from Germany.
Yes.
Man, Jude is going places.
He was man of the match, by the way, in that game. But it was interesting to see Mbappe being able to be integrated into the team.
Yes.
Like first goal for Real Madrid, first trophy in Real Madrid. So how many trophies do you feel like Mbappe is going to win at Real Madrid?
You see, so far, since Vinicius joined Real Madrid, he has 13 trophies so far. Vinicius is barely 25.
Yeah.
So by the time anatoka Madrid, he might be one of the most decorated Real Madrid players.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah.
So when we are asking about Kylian Mbappe, so kwa sahi hii ndi yake ya kwanza. So unaona tayari he has like 12 to catch up to Vinicius. So by the time he anafika 13 trophies, Vinicius ako in the 20s.
And it was interesting. One game, one trophy.
Just
simple as that.
Simple as that, man.
Yeah.
And now, like the lineup, so we had, of course, a man like Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah.
I was in goal. So Dani Carvajal, alipiga
right
back as always. Eder Militao, that's number 4. Rudiger 5. Then we had Mendy, number 3. Valverde, alikuwa anacheza as number 7, right?
No.
As number
8. Yes.
Then we had Tchouaméni
at 6.
Then Bellingham 8, Rodrigo 11, then Mbappe 9, then we had Vinicius.
On the other side.
On the other side.
But it was fluid. The attack was fluid, as I did expect. So when you have such great runners running in behind, you make them fluid. You don't have to stick to one side of the pitch. Just move. Wherever there's space, run to that space. That's why you have a midfield of Bellingham, Valverde, and Tchouaméni. So Tchouaméni can sit deep as the pivot. Then Jude Bellingham and Fede Valverde can pick out the runs. Yeah.
And you see, one thing about Don Carlo is he's managed to know where everyone fits. So for him, the puzzle is no longer a puzzle.
Yeah.
It's quite simple. Just take this jack pin, put it in here,
and
the microphone works, and let's go. Tchouaméni has the aggression he needs. Valverde has the work ethic he needs. And now Bellingham brings in the creativity. They are gelling in like bread and butter.
Yes. Now, real quick, Manchester United versus Fulham. So, I was looking at the stats. The most interesting part is like for a while now, Manchester United, they really like dominated the game in terms of the shots.
Yes.
They had 14 shots in general versus 10 of Fulham. On target, Manchester United had 5 shots, of which for these 5 shots I felt like they were to be scored. Like these were to be goals.
Clear-cut chances.
Yes.
True.
Because I felt, why would you play Bruno as a false number 9, yet you have Zagzi on the bench as a natural number 9?
Actually, he said that he's not a 9 and he's not a 10. He called himself a 9.5.
A 9.5. So he's in between here. So you have Bruno there. And Bruno had 2 chances, which I felt for a natural striker, those were to be goals.
I think what Ten Hag does each and every season, that inashindaga imetushika, inashindaga imepatana sisi, is that each and every time the season begins, Ten Hag looks like a man who is still taking chances with his first 11. So he is taking a chance on his first 11 on very crucial positions. So we saw when the game was almost at the end, he went ahead to switch his backline. Sindio? Na tukaona bado alienda ahead to switch his front line. Yes. But at this particular time of the season, and you will notice even throughout today and even the next games, is that managers already have a selected team that goes on to attack players, to press like lunatics. But for Ten Hag, he's still taking chances. It's quite tricky, but we're here. We still went away with the 3 points.
He said his team is not ready though, but we are going to look more into that when we come back. So next up, juu ya meza by Dufla Dilgon. Hivyo ndio tunasikia tuko juu ya meza. Manchester United in the building. Jibambe is X-Rater New and Ndovuku featuring Major, welcoming you back to Play-by-Play on Baze Radio, where we talk sports. Mista Billy in the building.
Ronnie, Randyy,
Jimmy Cooks.
And he's always cooking as always. Na amesema anapika tu Arsenal na Manchester City na Liverpool. By the way, guys, we have early kickoff game Ipswich versus Liverpool. Hiyo ishaanza or rather, sino? Ishaanza hapo hivyo
4 minutes into the early kickoff.
Yeah, 4 minutes into the early kickoff, Liverpool versus Ipswich. So we'll be keeping an eye on that game. And as per now, bado is 0-0. So guys, Ipswich, Liverpool. Real quick, haraka tu before we continue with the show.
Just like Major amesema, I hope Liverpool watajibamba.
Jimmy?
Big boys against young boys. I mean, it's not fair, but I hope the young boys can pull up a fight, man. They just have to put up a fight, make it at least hard for Liverpool. If they can do that, they can get away with something from the game.
It's going to be better, huh?
Yeah.
So we were finishing up the analysis of Fulham Manchester United game, huh? And a few of the key points that is because in arise. Do you know Manchester United is the only team with the most wins on their opening game of the Premier League season? They have won games ngapi?
A significant
22.
a significant
So the
2 times.
Yeah, so the closest team is Chelsea, 20. So we are hoping like leo ikipiga Man City iko 21, right? Then Arsenal wanakamia at number 3 with 18 games. Okay. Liverpool number 4, 18 games. Manchester City number 5 with 15 games. Right? Unaona bado tuko in history.
It's just because y'all are an old club, man.
No.
You've been in the Premier League for what?
No, everybody.
100 years?
Everybody in this. No. Like the Premier League was invented in 1994. Is when we had the first
Premier
League.
But the English League has been going on for a while. Yes.
Yeah, but now this one is based on the
Premier.
The Premier League.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so all teams here, they have been in the Premier League the same as us.
Mambo ni bulai. You mentioned one thing.
Yeah.
When we were beginning the show about Las Palmas facing Seville.
Yeah. That Las Palmas.
They went on to play to a 2-2 draw.
Yes. A 2-2 draw.
Funny thing is, a boy from Sheffield went on to sign for Las Palmas in the form of Oliver McBurney.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man like McBurney.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never in a million years would I thought that. Wow.
We will get to that transfer talk
Easy.
as we go on with the show, but just wanted to sneak that in and think, what are some of the surprise signings? Utazisikia hapa.
Yes, so that's the question also tunauliza, what are some of the surprise signings that you didn't expect your team to make them, right?
Yes.
So like from the game Manchester United Fulham, as a football fan, I'm not speaking as a Manchester United fan, but as a football fan, it was interesting to see Mason Mount at least like trying to get the grip of the game.
Yes.
It's been a while since I saw a Mason Mount, like the true Mason Mount. So hopefully like this season is going to put in numbers in terms of assists, in terms of the chances he's going to create, and also even goals, man.
He should.
I'm rooting for him.
And as I said earlier, I think Mason Mount is a rhythm type of player.
Yeah.
So the more minutes he gets, the rhythm gets in. He gets into the momentum. Na hivyo ligi imeanza. But talking of breakthrough players.
Yeah.
Jimmy. Emil Smith-Rowe.
Yeah. How did you feel as an Arsenal fan? Like, he was bowling, man. He was bowling. He was controlling the midfield. He was up front. He was creating chances.
But I still feel like he had some shyness in him. He needs to get rid of that real quick because the Premier League won't allow him any time to settle. He needs to settle in as fast as he can. But I still saw glimpses of the Smith-Rowe that I know.
Yeah.
Not afraid to take the ball in tight spaces, can maneuver around any type of situation. So if he can just work on the confidence a bit, Smith-Rowe will be cooking this season mad.
And remember, he was out with an injury for the longest time. I feel like he's trying to get his foot on that. Adama Traore, the big guy. Yeah.
But I can tell you, he met a South American who's not as big, but he's badder. Sandro Martinez is the name.
Of is the name that made sure that
Adama
Traore is being put in the right position.
But Fulham have a playing style. They really do. And I will commend them for playing an attacking style of football against a team like United. Because when you're playing against United, you can get that temptation of sitting deep. They didn't.
Yeah.
They were confident enough to play an attacking style of football, which I will commend them for doing it. Although it left them a bit wide open in the back. If it was another team, not United, they would have conceded 5 goals clean, easily.
True. How do you feel about them? Like, which position are they going to finish? Like, despite they have lost their key player Paulinho, who went to Bayern Munich, and now they're trying to look for somebody who's going to fill into the gap that he has left.
I think for Fulham right now, it's still very much open for them. Would love to give them that they should stay in the Premier League. With the type of squad, with the type of players they have, they should be able to maintain their spot in the Premier League.
Facts.
In which position? I'd say tungoja tuone a few games. Top 10 is a ngumu because top 10 iko na competition.
Yeah.
Top 10 tutadanganyane. Top 10 iko na competition kubwa. But after a few games, we will be able to know.
Yeah. So, guys, we are asking you, who do you feel is going to be the breakthrough player of the season in the Premier League this season? So, 0716250933. That's the number that you can highlight us. Remember, you can also follow us across our social media platforms at Baze Radio on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and not forgetting YouTube. So, next up, World Ride Akalas show from Zinia Manase. When we come back, tutamalizia conversation. So the next night will be all about some news, and we're coming to look into some fixtures. And there is a game that is ongoing, Liverpool versus Ipswich. We're going to keep an eye on that. As per now, it's still 0-0. That is Kaya from Adasa, kicheza through right here on Play by Play, where we talk sports on bazeradio.co.ke. Mista Billy in the building.
Ronnie, Randyy,
Jimmy Cooks.
And tuko full house, right? Tuko full house. So guys, tukimalizia the hour in style. So the EFL Championship is back. And me, I'll watch the EFL Championship all the way as compared to the Premier League, because huko chini kuna ballers, my brothers, man. Huko chini kuna ballers. Nobody is laughing at you, because if you win the EFL, there is some good money attached to that.
Unasema uko chini kuna ballers ama it's just a farm of
No.
Let us be honest. Let us be honest.
Huko ndio the talents are built.
Ballers wako Premier League. Ballers wako tusidanganyane.
Have you watched an EFL match?
I watch, let me tell you, because of the fantasy team I have, I always scout players from the championship for the potential that wakioneza kuja Premier League, I'll have this guy.
Yes.
Lakini even before I begin scouting them, at the back of my mind, I know they are all hard workers. What and what to be D.
So team tatu zilishuka, si ndio? So we had Luton, we had Burnley.
I don't say Burnley. Say
the mighty Burnley.
Vincent Kompany's
Burnley. So Vincent Kompany's Burnley,
yes.
Luton and Sheffield United.
Yes.
So they went back. So match day 1, it was played from August 9th alafu paka August 11th.
Yes.
So interesting enough is Sheffield United, they were able to defeat team inaitwa Preston 2-0. Then Luton, they were squaring it out against Burnley, whereby Burnley went ahead and won that game 4-1.
Okay.
So the question is, with the team that left the Premier League, do you see a chance of any team that ilikuwa relegated ikirudi again into the Premier League?
They always stand a chance because they are always coming from a point of stiff competition. And now ballers, not just hard workers, ballers. When you get to play against a team like Man City, you have to decide whether you're going to ball or you're going to outwork them. Because just one is going to win you the game. Because our wanajuaga, si tunakam kuball.
That's it.
So we chagua. So you see, for a team like Burnley or Luton or which is this other team?
Sheffield.
One of them has to put in their best foot forward to make sure that they're back in the Premier League.
Sheffield do this all the time. I mean, mi nakwaga guaranteed. Sheffield wameshuka, well and good. They're coming back. The thing with them is they are too good for the championship, but they are not good enough for the Premier League. So for them, it's always up, down, up, down, because they are in the middle, right there. Championship, they'll boss it. No questions asked.
True.
Premier League,
They'll
get thrashed.
So do you feel we should have a league in between
for them?
In between here for them?
Yes, actually I do.
for Sheffield, maybe one of our watafute that working. There's a missing piece for them. Be it either at the top deck of the office or right here at the managerial point, or even just at the players.
Yeah, you know, Premier League, it does come with a lot of money. Yeah,
it does.
So, do you feel like the management of the funds that they receive is what is making them to go back, because they'll just buy anybody?
Yeah,
recruitment. All over.
Yeah, recruitment plays a huge part.
All over. And then now you ask yourself, if they're able to buy everybody, like a team like Nottingham, what they did, man. Like those guys, they bought almost everybody, like 15 players. Like there's a new team.
Yeah.
But you see, Nottingham are okay. There's one team that has signed like 3 teams in one transfer week. Want to talk about Chelsea?
No. We should have a special link just for Chelsea.
Went
just for Chelsea.
And ask the Huduma Center every 8-born-year-old.
Where are they? What are they doing?
What are they doing? Wanacheza mpira. Put them in their first flight to London.
So if you were to guess, which team do you feel itapanda ligi from the championship? Jimmy, you are
Sheffield number 1.
Yes.
I feel like Swansea wameka huko chini sana, so this might be their year. Last but not least, last season they tried. They were really close, but they ended up being beaten in the playoff game by Southampton. So Leeds. Yes.
Ronnie?
I agree with Jimmy. I'd love to say Leeds should have a spot in the Premier League. I'm thinking West Brom.
It's been a minute since.
Yes.
We had West Brom in the league, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And definitely not counting out Sheffield. Yeah.
I'll go for Middlesbrough. They tried. Last season, they were amongst the team that I really was hoping Michael Carrick to come back in the Premier League with the Middlesbrough. I feel like Burnley my comeback.
Right.
And then Norwich, man. It's been a while since
Yeah, they also should.
since we had Norwich. They had that ule msakipara Puki. Where did Puki go?
Top striker, bana. That's a top striker.
Like that was good. But also I'm looking forward to the beginning of FKF, a Premier League.
Yes.
Here in the 254. So itakuwa inaanza next weekend. So as per now, we have teams in Tanzania zina prep. So Gor Mahia is in Tanzania. Then in pre-season, AFC Leopards also iko Tanzania. So they're prepping for that. Also, I'm looking forward for the FKF Women's League. The women's in Kenya, they are bowling nowadays.
Very much so.
Of course, volleyball. And then we have an event happening today, the Dallas 7, not Dallas, Dala for Kisumu, right?
Yes.
Dallas 7. This is happening. That is the KRU circuit. You know, we have our own circuit in Kenya. So also we are going to look into that. So see you in the next hour. Next up is Relax from Monday. So we still have plenty of sports news to go through. Wasewa Chelsea, you should be paying an eye, or you should be attentive, because we are going to look at what the H is happening at Chelsea in a few. Right about now, Monday. Nasema maji kwenye club. That is Lil Minor featuring Scam Cardinali. Kicheza through right on Baze Radio. The name of the show is Play by Play, where we talk sports. Mista Billy in the building.
Ronnie, Randyy.
Jimmy cooks in the kitchen.
He's always cooking. He's always cooking. So guys, let's talk some of the news zimekuwa zikimake headlines in the sporting world. So Olympics by this ilikuwa concluded.
Yes.
Oof, lovely.
And Kenya tukamaliza number
1 in Africa
and number 17 in the
world
with 11 medals, 4 gold medals, and we had 5.
Yes.
Bronze, silver, then 2 bronze, right?
Yes.
And interesting enough, athletes manze walikuwa na the state breakfast. And the gold medalists were awarded a whooping 3 million shillings.
Haikutengwa.
Do not abduct us. Then the bronze winners were awarded 2 million each.
Okay.
And then the silver winners were awarded 2 million each. Alafu bronze wakakula mita moja. But it was interesting to see as compared to mse wa Botswana mwenye alishinda 1 gold medal.
Tebogo.
Yes.
Letsile Tebogo.
The whole country ilikuwa to a standstill.
Yeah.
They were given even a holiday. You're like, guys, you go and celebrate.
Champion amefika.
The champion is there.
This guy beat Noah Lyles. He deserves all the flowers he's getting.
Yeah, man.
He really does.
Noah Lyles is lightning fast.
Yeah, man.
So for him, kwenye ameka Botswana kwa map sahi, he deserves a
national holiday.
A fully actually national holiday.
So hold up.
Yeah.
Beatrice Chebet won 2 gold medals.
Yeah.
Does that mean she's now sitting with 6 million in the account?
Yes.
Wow.
But I feel it's not enough because like the guy from Botswana was given 2 houses, was given money. Even wasa walikuwa naambiwa hadi aliwekewa till number. You guys, so till number ya huko. You guys need to contribute towards this till number for our hero.
But you know Botswana are not used to it. We are. I mean, we've had better athletes than the ones we have right now. I mean, we had Rudisha.
Ali Rudisha.
Bruh.
We had Kemboy.
Bruh,
The dancer.
We've seen impressive talent in this country.
The prime Yego.
Yeah.
So them lot in Botswana, they not like us.
Oh,
They're not like us. But the interesting part of that, I felt like our team really underperformed. I felt like we should have won more in terms of the medals that we had. But also the statues manzi. Pale ildiwa kama kudunga statues zingine zimeenda group of schools. Group of schools in course.
So let me tell you what is happening. You see, when you are consistent enough, you never get to be told that was a good job. Because the first time you were told good job, then the second time you mashed up the energy. Then everyone was used to you always doing a good job until it became normal. Forgetting that, you are always putting in the effort. the work. This time round, it's not that the work wasn't done.
It was done.
Somebody didn't play their perfect role to ensure that the work that is being done is being supplemented with either proper financial support, proper medical
training,
support, training facilities. Ndio maana sahi unacheki tuko hapa hivi tunafurahia Beatrice na Faith. But in another day, so we expect you to come back with gold.
Gold medal expectation. And also I always say we should have more guys in different areas to participate. And a team like Team USA and Team China, you see like they emerge number one in Olympics because they have
pool of talent.
They have guys all over. It's high jump, long jump, sijui triple what, fencing, discus. Into those
they are not playing. They just invest and they make sure each and every time there's a competition. Unajua kuna gold medal flani pale. You told me a certain ad that
by Nike. Bro, that ad was a diss, but it was also amazing at the same time. So Nike were making an ad for the USA basketball women's national team, right? So these guys have won the Olympic gold medal 8 consecutive times. 8 consecutive. So by the time the ad is being made, they've won 7, right? So the ad was like, every 4 years, countries come to compete for silver. The gold is already gone.
So they already know it's ours.
Yeah,
it
man.
Is respectful.
So we should be like, when we have Eliud Kipchoge in a marathon, other people come to compete for bronze.
He's old now, so we need a protege, man. We need someone to come up.
And I feel that's one of the biggest problems that we have. We always have one guy at the top. So before we get like a replacement for this guy, taking a little bit of time. But we should be having these guys. I miss you, Nishida, if we win 1, 2, 3 in an event. So that we know if Eliud goes, we have
someone else.
Yeah.
And that is why I was saying earlier, unapata kuna msemelalia your job, even just scouting talent.
I mean,
and we have talent, man.
A lot of it.
Mimi ambia Masai wakipeleka huko arushe javelin. Those guys are naturals, man. Those guys are naturals.
Yeah, it's a thing. Just adapt them kiasi, teach them how to say hi, how are you doing?
You don't need to talk.
No.
You'll have an interpreter there. We'll hire an interpreter from Team Kenya to do the interpretation.
Get them, just wapatia hizo vitu wazirushe.
For
4 years. Kianduko hivyo.
They'll be good.
Watakuwa wanapita ile line flani ile ya white.
Okay, so when we come back, we'll be continuing this conversation, but mi ufila wase wa high jump. Unaona wase ushikoka kama mechitwa kiruka magorofa. I feel they can make good guys in high jump in the Olympics.
Ituingia kasat after wase wa high jump. Wacha.
So hapo tu by Nyashinsky playing through right on baze.co.ke. Hella, that is Giuliani featuring MCIC kicheza through right on baze.co.ke. The name of the show is Play by Play, whereby we talk sports. Mista Billy in the building.
Ronnie, Randyy.
Jimmy Cooks
is in the kitchen. Unasahau. So guys, tukiongelea hela, so kuna Chelsea. Chelsea breaking news is that like they have 2 news ambazo zinanikatia kimpango.
Okay.
So Gallagher he was flown to Atletico Madrid. Kulikuwa na hiyo transfer, it was supposed to happen. So he was flown to Atletico Madrid. He did the medical, but akarudishwa London apparently. So our guys wanataka Joao Felix akwe
part of the deal.
Yes.
Okay.
Of which now an agreement is not agreed. So ikabidi arudi London until an agreement is made.
And immediately he touched down to London. He went to Cobham to continue with his training.
Nice.
Right? Yes, because he's still under contract with Chelsea.
Yes. Another news is that Ben Chilwell, of all people, so Enzo Maresca was like, if this guy wants to leave,
another Zidi. He doesn't vibe with Ben Chilwell like that.
Yeah.
You see, that's the thing with the new managers. Wakianza kupitisha shoka, you don't know who it's gonna get.
Anybody
and everyone is on the line. And now Maresca is also in trouble because again amesainiwa wachezaji wa team tatu. So now he also has to offload. Thing is,
and look for that balance.
Exactly. Thing is, he probably hasn't seen enough to know what quality he is offloading. Because that's the case with Chilwell.
Jimmy, would you sell a Chilwell?
Not,
and remain with a
not in a million years. No way. No. But every coach has his own way of playing, his own type of players that he wants to play the way he wants them to play. So I won't judge him yet until Imrambe. Then I'll be here for it.
Because Premier League has that thing going on.
Oh, man.
Itakuramba. Lazima itakuramba.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not. And one thing is the way Cucurella has been consistent over the past year. Went ahead to play the Euros, and now he's coming back to play for Chelsea. If they don't micromanage his minutes, he's in for a very bad injury.
Where do you see Chelsea? I'm still...
Currently,
I feel like Enzo will be the first... Will Enzo Maresca be the first manager to be sacked?
In the Premier League?
Yeah, in the Premier League.
Chances are very high. Because that's Chelsea's MO. Chelsea fire their coaches real fast, real quick. They don't give you that leeway. I feel like Pochettino was the best man for the job, but they thought better.
And so talking of coach, is now the coach for the USA national men's team.
Yep.
Mauricio Pochettino.
Yes. In preparation for 2026 World Cup.
They will do a good job, by the way.
As in sikatai, mimi nataka kuwa tu kwa backroom staff. Kwa sababu kama wewe ni best yangu na umechujwa job na the previous one. Ingine unaitwa au change.
Anakuwa na assistant manager wake Argentina hivi like
tuna float hivyo.
Everywhere they go they always go together. Alafu now also to other news zimeingia tu sasa a man like Phil Jones, the former Manchester United defender, has decided to retire.
Long overdue.
Yeah, from professional football. So this guy is like, nah, it's done for it, man. Let me hang my boots. Let me look for something else to do.
He's a Premier League champion. He's an FA Cup winner.
Carabao Cup winner.
A Europa League winner.
Yes.
So I think he's a decorated Manchester United player going into retirement. Wish him all the very
But do we remember
best.
all that? Or do we just remember the Messi moment?
You don't.
No, I only remember
did.
I remember the Hazard moment. Yeah, like that guy will chase Hazard from the middle of the pitch. Then he waits mpaka afike kwa 18. You am foul. Ask yourself, bruh. You head uko kwote.
Hapana, uko kwote iko ime hit. And then anaweza piga tackle.
I love the own goals.
But Phil Jones was solid. He was solid for a while.
Especially under Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Especially under Solskjaer.
But
I believe Phil Jones had that reawakening period. And maybe injuries pia zilikuwa zimemkabako.
Yeah. Alafu Mikel Merino out of Real Sociedad squad. Jimmy najua sayana smile because he is on the way to Arsenal.
Yeah.
So Jimmy, what a signing? A good one? A better one?
Very. Because first of all, he's Spanish. Second, the way I've seen him playing, it will suit perfectly with our style of play. The only downside of things is when he comes into the squad after the season has already started, it will be tricky for him to gel and get into that midfield because as it stands, our midfield is solid and compact. So for him to get a space inside there, he will have to put extra effort. So it will be tricky, but still to be seen. Let's see.
Yeah, so Vieira mnamweka on spot.
Vieira, same place he was last season, role player.
Yeah, because I also wanted to ask, with that amount of midfielders in Arsenal, how is that going to work out for you?
Different competitions, different players. I'll expect for the Premier League, we start with Partey, Declan and Odegaard.
Yeah.
For the Carabao and the FA, we can be fluid a bit. Vieira can come in, Jorginho can come in.
Merino
Let's see. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But Mikel is a smart man. He'll find a way to put the squad together.
Yeah, so some games are also ongoing. Ipswich, Liverpool is halftime. It's still 0-0. If we go down real quick, we still also have some games which are ongoing now. If you go to the DFB Cup, round 1, also we have something there with Mönchengladbach they are playing, like these Germany names. So it's 67 minutes and Mönchengladbach are leading with the 2-1. Then we have TSV Mainz. They are playing against Grunter Fürth, and Grunter Fürth they are leading 1-0. So real quick, if you look at also the championship, Derby County versus Middlesbrough, it's halftime, and Derby County are leading that one with 1-0. Alafu kuna Portsmouth against Luton, halftime is 0-0. Alafu West Bromwich Albion against Leeds, and that one is 0-0. So when we come back, we're going to continue some of the news that are making headlines in the sporting world.
Definitely.
So right about now, only yell, because there is a team that is on fire.
Wagwan, welcome to Baze Radio. This is Play by Play. My name is Jimmy Cooks.
Ronnie, Randyy.
Mista Billy in the building.
Wagwan, so this is the time of the show where I get to tell you what is happening in sports history today.
He's in the kitchen cooking some
Always.
cooking some history.
Hey.
So someone great was born today.
Yes.
Darren Malasia?
Yeah. It's his birthday, by the way.
It's his birthday?
He's turning 25 years. Someone great.
Manchester United is associated with greatness.
Tyrell Malasia might be great, but the greatness I'm talking about is unmatched.
Okay.
Right? So he is a Premier League legend, a European legend, and an Arsenal legend.
Okay.
He's the top scorer for Arsenal Football Club. He scored a lot of goals. A whole lot of goals.
Robin Van Persie?
Shevchenko?
Robin Van Persie was it until he went to United. Then,
Again,
No. Yeah.
Ukaingiza Man United kwa conversation. So I'm
I'm
associating every great person.
is it? So Thierry Henry is
Round
the
of
person I'm
applause.
talking about.
Okay.
Round of applause for Thierry Henry. Let's clap for Thierry Henry. Yes.
So as I said before, he is the all-time top scorer for Arsenal with 228 goals.
Yeah.
I'm not sure anyone is going to catch him.
Staggering record.
He is also the player with most Premier League hat-tricks. That's 8.
Haaland is going to break that record.
Haaland should break that record.
Will.
Not will. This is Pep's last
Okay.
season.
The one that I'm sure he's not going to break is the assists.
Okay.
Because he shares this one with Kevin De Bruyne. He had 20 assists in the 2002-2003 Premier League season. Crazy, man. 20 assists is a lot. Bro.
In one season.
Yeah, bro.
De Bruyne will never match that again.
He has matched it.
He has much.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
He
was the
will not break.
2017-2018
He will not
season.
break it though.
You sure?
Yeah. I feel he's getting a little bit old. His game time is reducing nowadays. Yeah, so I feel like
Actually, I don't think age has a really huge factor. I think his minutes.
his minutes are being reduced.
I think he can. So Thierry Henry also has the most goals in London derbies. That's 43. He has the most Golden Boot wins. That's 4.
Haaland is breaking that.
Wow.
Let's continue.
So by the time he left Arsenal, he was already a legend,
he's a legend.
right?
Yes.
Not just an Arsenal legend, but a Premier League legend. I believe
Exactly.
he was inducted in the
Hall
Premier
of
League
Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yes, he's there.
He's worth it, man. He's
Crazy,
worth it. Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So this guy moved on to Barcelona. This is in 2007.
For the
When-
prestigious.
Champions
Keep going. I'm
League.
sorry.
Had to?
I'm sorry.
Valid, man.
Okay.
So he went on to win 2 La Liga titles, a Champions League, a Super Cup, a Club World Cup. Man, he won a lot.
Yeah.
So by this time, he feels like he's achieved most of the things he wanted to achieve in his club career and decided to move on to the MLS. So this is in 2010.
Okay.
So by the time he's moving on to the MLS, he's also had an amazing career with the French national team.
As the coach
Yes.
of the Olympics.
Yes.
He almost won the Olympics, though. He
So-
almost won the Olympics.
As a player first,
Yeah.
in 1998, he was there for the World Cup win. Went on to win the Euros in 2000 and went on to win the Confederations Cup in 2003. Crazy.
Very indeed.
By 2010, when he was retiring from international football, he was their all-time goal top scorer. He
Before
was
Giroud,
topped by Olivier Giroud, yeah. Recently, not a long time ago. So he held that for a very long time.
Before there was a Giroud somewhere
Exactly.
who was rude to break that record.
True.
How would you do that? And both of them played for Arsenal, though.
Exactly. So after his stint at the MLS, he was playing for the New York Red Bulls.
Yes.
He decided to move on to his managerial career.
With then the Belgium
national
as,
team.
As the assistant coach, right?
So he tried that as an assistant coach, moved on to Monaco. Didn't really work out for him. He got fired after 2 years. So he so he went back to Belgium as an assistant coach, did that for a while, and now finally he's found his footing as the French under-21 national team
coach.
Exactly.
And they won bronze.
Silver, actually.
Silver?
At the Olympics.
Yeah, silver
yes.
At the Olympics. And I felt like he should have won the gold medal. But Spain was the better team.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, what would you say?
If it was anyone else, he would be having that in his record as well. So as from the stats, you can tell that he was a prolific player and a prolific manager.
He's a legend of the game. Me, I'll say that. If ever there was to do a documentary when it comes to football across the world, like Thierry Henry should be in there.
He should have won, yeah?
He should be there. Because, man, him and Arsene Wenger, they fooled us into loving us. Even though we didn't support us. But ask any Arsenal fan who grew up in the mid 2000s, they will tell you Arsene Wenger and Thierry Henry fooled them to supporting Arsenal.
That's true, 100%.
Yes.
But he was a great player. I feel privileged to have watched him play.
Yeah.
Not for a very long time for Arsenal, I'm afraid, but the few times I watched him, it was enough to convince me to support the club, which I still do support. So I love him for it. 47 years old today. Man, take your flowers. Good player.
And Malasia, 25 years today, man, take your flowers. The only guy who's being paid not to play.
Unajua kusema take your flowers for Malasia, it might be literal. We might be visiting him in the hospital.
Yeah.
With the literal flowers.
With the literal flowers. So we are going to give him his flowers, right?
But a huge happy birthday to the legend himself.
Yes, Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
One more time. What's a to
Yes.
Yeah. Because he's the legend. So next up, guys, wacha tusikize Jägermeister. When we come back, I want us to look at League One because Mbappe ametoka. Who's the star for League One? When we come back. Right about now, Jägermeister from Saru and Ucho.
Without the Premier League, without football, for the lads, it's usually a pandemic. Playing right here on Baze Radio. My name is Ronnie Randyy.
Jimmy Cooks,
always cooking. Mr. Billy is in the building. Natuko full house, eh?
So you already know how it is.
So guys, we are like 7 minutes before the top of the hour. Just an update. Bado Liverpool Ipswich. Liverpool wamefunga kamoja. And this is from a man like Diogo Jota. And assist is from a man like Mahamoud Salah. So
the
Liverpool,
Egyptian king, eh?
Yes, the Egyptian king. So Liverpool won, Ipswich 0, and sahi tuko dakika ya 60, tuko dakika ya just a minute, tuko dakika 64.
Okay.
Yes. So Ipswich 0, Liverpool 1. That's the update on the early kickoff, of which in the next hour tuko tunaangalia also the next games. So guys, nini nafungwa when? When is the transfer window closed? Inafungwa when? In a week's time, you know?
Yes, August 31st.
August 31st, right?
Yes.
So let's just go through each team haraka. See hizi teams zimefika wapi. So Arsenal in wako na msana aitwa Lucas Nyad. Ni Giad ama ni Nyad? I don't know how to pronounce that name, but alikuja for free on a free transfer.
Now wako na Ricardo.
Yes,
Calafiori,
42 million pounds. And then David Raya after the loan spell alidaiwa.
Finally on a permanent deal.
Yes, alafu kuna Tommy Setford from Ajax alikuja with around 850,000 euros. So the outs, the biggest name yenye imeenda out is Emil Smith Rowe.
Yes.
Ficha alibaki ameuzwa Fulham. El Neni went on a free transfer, like this one also is one of the biggest name. Cedric Suarez was released.
No place in the squad for him.
No place in the squad. And then Chido Obi Martin, welcome to Manchester United. Chibo.
Welcome to the great
Manchester United. Yeah, alienda Manchester United. The other names are mostly guys from the academy. So real quick, Aston Villa, the biggest name ni Ross Barkley.
Okay.
Is one of the biggest name. Ian Madsen, one of the biggest name. Amadou Onana, also one of the biggest name. And then Jadon Philogen, also one of the biggest name. Out, I felt like Douglas Luiz, man. Also, it was a Douglas Luiz. I felt like
cringe.
Angebakia. Then also Musa Diaby, niko na feel like angebakia. Then Omari akienda Chelsea. When Kellyman alienda also Chelsea. The rest is more of the academy guys. So for Bournemouth,
for Musa Diaby is what you said earlier. Inakani kama kukua na your loyalty. So Al Ittihad came with good bag.
And then let me go make money.
He looked at his humble background.
He was like, man, I'm going.
And looked at this other background, or rather this future.
He was like,
come on, guys. I've already played in the Premier League. My name is written in the history books.
Let me go.
And I believe for the question we asked earlier for the breakout player, for Aston Villa, I think we need to watch out for the kid called Rogers.
Yo, he's good.
Yeah?
He's
a baller, right?
Yeah.
For Bournemouth, they've gotten a replacement for Solanke.
Nice.
Ivanson for like £40 million, and he becomes the most expensive player for Bournemouth
ever. Record breaking.
Yes, record breaking. But they lost Solanke. I felt like Solanke should have stayed for one more season.
Cheki. Unaangalia kitu inaitwa humble background.
So he was like, man, I'm gone.
Adios, guys.
I'm gone. So for Brentford, they've gotten Fabio Carvalho from Liverpool. Then out, the biggest name is David Raya, who's joined Arsenal. I feel like Carvalho is going to ball at Brentford. And
he should.
And Liverpool, they will regret why they sold him. Yes. So Brighton, they got Yakubu Minte. Is like their biggest name, and they've just released a few of the players. So for the mighty Chelsea, they've gotten a new squad.
True.
All together.
So Dewsbury Hall, they've gotten Mark Gui, they've gotten Omari, they've gotten Tosin, they've gotten also Pedro Neto. And the outs, Omari Hutchinson has gone to Ipswich. Ian Madsen also has gone to Aston Villa. But I feel like Chelsea wako tuna shida mingi.
You should have added a few Rodrigos.
Yeah, Rodrigos. They're on the way.
They're on the way from Brazil.
So Crystal Palace, like the biggest name they acquired is Ismail Issa. I'm glad to see him back in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But they let Olise go. But there are also still rumors on Mark Gueye. We have a couple of teams that are interested in him, so we're here to see what is going to pan out in the period of this
transfer window.
For
Gueye, I think the final destination will be St. James Park.
Probably.
Because I also saw that Newcastle improved, are planning to improve their bid for Mark Gueye. So most likely that will be his destination.
Nice.
Yeah, Liverpool, no big name in, none, but they have let a couple of academy players and other players leave, Fabio Carvalho being one of the name. Manchester City, Savio is the only player who has been bought, but Julian Alvarez was let go, and of course Liam Delap also was let go. But I feel like Manchester City, they don't have now a replacement for Haaland, like assistant for Haaland. Rodri also is alone in that space. De Bruyne, we have Savio, but we're here to see how that goes. So tukimalizia, Manchester United, Lenny Yoro, Joshua Zagzi, Metis Delit, Nozar Mazouri, they were the players that Muzuri alicheza Muzuri. So those were the new players in. Out, I felt bad for Alvaro Fernandez to leave. Mason Greenwood also was let go. Willy Kabwala was let go. Donny van der Beek was let go.
Yeah, Willy Kabwala joined Villarreal.
The best player, bro.
Yes,
I know.
You let go of your
He's your favorite.
And then Omari Foson also was let go. Anthony Martial was let go. Rafa Varane, Brandon Williams, John Huddleston retired. John Hagel was let go. And on loan though, and then Aaron Wan-Bissaka was let go. Let's meet in the next hour. So in the next hour, we'll be looking at fixtures and the predictions, right?
Yep.
Ati hivi ndio Liverpool wanaanguka na Ipswich saa hii. So 2-0 Mahmoud Salah. Liverpool leading that game 2-0. Tuko dakika ya 68. So guys, welcome back to Play by Play right on Baze Radio.co.ke. Mista Billy in the building.
Ronnie, Randyy.
Jimmy Cooks in the kitchen.
Najua Jimmy alikuwa nangoja hii part sana. Because now we are going to look at the fixtures of different leagues that zina happen right about now. So tukianza na La Liga. So La Liga today tuko na a couple of matches zimekuwa scheduled to play. Osasuna versus Leganés. Wewe unasema Leganés? Unajua hizo majina za French sijua not French, in Spanish. Leganés. Then Valencia versus Barcelona. So those are the two games that are scheduled to play today. So tomorrow tutakuwa na Real Sociedad versus Rayo Vallecano. Mallorca versus Real Madrid. And then Monday tutakuwa na Valladolid versus Espanyol, Villarreal versus Atletico Madrid. So hiyo ndio game week 1 when it comes to La Liga. So tukiangalia real quick League 1. So today tuko na ijina inasemwangwa hivyo. So tuko na Brest versus Marseille.
Ni vizuri umeka disclaimer. Asikujia hivyo.
Alafu kuna Reims versus Lyon.
Okay.
And then Monaco versus Saint-Etienne. Auxerre versus Nice. Montpellier ama inakuanga Montpellier versus inaitwa Strasbourg. And then tuko na alafu Auxerre Nice, hizo ni game za kesho. Montpellier versus hiyo Strasbourg ni game ya kesho pia. Alafu Toulouse versus Nantes ni game ya kesho. Angers versus Lens also ni game ya kesho. Then Rennes versus Lyon hiyo pia ni game ya kesho.
Nice.
So that is game week 1.
Just sticking a bit in the League 1.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier who would be their star player in League 1 since Kylian Mbappe is gone.
And there were reports that hakuna any channel imebuy rights za kushow League 1 games.
Well,
since you know like Mbappe was League 1. Ilikuwa Messi akaenda
kama Baze Radio tunaweza organize. Tunaweza tenga
za kuonyesha League 1.
Weke mikakati ya ku make sure that League 1 inaonyeshwa in the 254.
The 254.
But Cooks mentioned something about a breakout player in League 1. Mason
Greenwood. Mason Greenwood Mason Greenwood is a great player.
Okay.
It's the off the pitch stuff that makes me say
this.
It
was one off pitch.
Yeah. But you know, publicity is publicity. So it's how he decides to take the narrative. Right? So if he plays his cards right, he might actually be the face of League 1. Because on the pitch he's good. He's really good.
In the preseason games, in 3 games he had 2 goals with 1 assist.
Exactly.
You can tell he's really contributing to
both feet. He can use both feet.
Yes.
That's a floss. In football terms, if you can be able to use both your feet to shoot, to pass the ball, to cross the ball, hey, you're a golden cow, bro.
Indeed.
Ramos Neves?
Okay. But in that PSG side already, there's better.
They have Dembele.
Yeah.
Also, is Dembele now is it now his time?
Hopefully, if he can stay injury free,
yeah,
he can actually shine.
Yes, alafu pia looking at Luis Enrique's playing style, it might suit him because it might not be too demanding maybe as it was in La Liga.
Yeah,
he's playing at his home league, so he should also be really comfortable. I believe the wages is an issue for him.
So he's good.
So he should be good.
And
this should also be his time.
Okay, now in Serie A, Serie A. So Genoa today versus Inter Milan.
I'm sorry for Genoa.
You're sorry for Genoa. Then Parma will be facing off with Fiorentina.
You mean to say Cole will be facing against Cole from Chelsea? Will be playing against Fiorentina?
Yes.
Interesting.
And then we have AC Milan versus Torino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Empoli versus Monza. And then tomorrow we have Verona versus Napoli. And Napoli, they have a little bit of dramas. Osimhen
going on, yeah.
A lot of things on and off the field. But we have to see how if Osimhen is going even to start that game. I'll be looking up for that game. Then we have Bologna versus Udinese. Then we have Cagliari versus Roma. That is tomorrow. Then we have Lazio versus Venezia. Also tomorrow. We have Lecce versus Atlanta on Monday. Then Juventus versus Como. You see, they're back in the Serie A.
Yeah.
Como, they're back. And yes, Cesc Fabregas is doing a good job.
He's the head coach?
He's the head coach. And now they have acquired Varane. I believe his experience.
They also acquired Pepe Reina.
Yes, he's going to add experience to the squad.
Yeah.
So I'm here to see how they're going to perform on that.
So Fiorentina also added David De Gea.
Yes,
after
De Gea.
a full year out.
Yeah.
I feel work out for them.
Yeah, he was waiting for Manchester United to call him. But they never did.
Oh.
Yes. He was waiting really for Manchester.
For him, he was so stuck up on his ex, which I wouldn't blame him. After over a decade
of good memories,
of good times, was a good vibe.
So it was about time.
It was about time. So he just had
to let
that 1 year to move on.
Yes.
And now he's back at it. Amerudi soko.
He's healed.
Amerudi soko. Na immediately akatolewa soko.
Yes. With the Fiorentina. So next in the Mizigo, hopefully atakuwa Mizigo kwa Fiorentina. But when we come back, we'll be looking at some of the fixtures that are set to be played in the Premier League. Keep it Baze Radio. Good afternoon. Kevile akisema yeye ameamua. Amedecide. So kama Mejima amedecide kukufa na Arsenal. Welcome back, guys. This is Play by Play, whereby we talk matters sports. Mista Billy in the building.
Ronnie, Randyy.
Jimmy Cooks.
And this is Baze Radio.co.ke. Ama you can listen to us via my Safaricom app 0716250933. That's our number. Manze fantasy inakaaje manze? Nani akona points mob sahi? If ulikuwa na Salah, if as your captain ulikuwa na Diogo Jota in your team, na ulikuwa na nani mwingine?
A Liverpool defender.
Any Liverpool defender.
You are good to go.
So you are good to go.
Yeah.
And if you had Garnacho in your team, alipeana assist jana. Yeah, so you good. And any Manchester United player, ama Onana as your goalkeeper, he made a couple of saves. So uko sawa. So guys, kuna couple of matches ziko scheduled to play. So sasa tuna malizia game ya Liverpool Ipswich. So far sahi Liverpool they are leading that game 2-0. The first goal was Jota, assisted by Salah. Then the second goal was scored by Salah.
And how things are looking is that Ipswich are doing a lot of defending.
Yes. Hawataki tu kupigwa nane.
Ipswich are defending. The keeper is making saves. Tunaona hapa hivi ana throw arms. A few words are being said at those defenders.
A few words.
I'm not saying Vincent Kompany. People are channeling Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, that game. How many minutes were added? You already said dakika 96, so like 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
On that one. Then immediately after that, another game that is coming up, Arsenal versus Wolves. Itakuwa inaanza 5. Then we have Everton versus Brighton. The Tons, they're going to taunt each other at 5 today. Then Newcastle versus Southampton. Also itakuwa inaanza 5. Then Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth. Itakuwa inaanza 5. Then at 7:30 West Ham versus Aston Villa. Alafu kuna Brentford versus Crystal Palace. Hiyo ni kesho. So za leo ni hizo 1 2 3 4 5 games.
Yep.
Yeah, for today. Alafu plus ya Liverpool one is the 6th one of which inaisha sahi. So guys, Arsenal Wolves. Before we dive into that game real quick, Arsenal Wolves, Jimmy. Let me give you your time to shine.
No. We don't wanna shine off the pitch. We just wanna shine on the pitch. So I'm gonna let the players do the talking, but I fancy our chances to win this one.
Have you seen the squad?
Yes, I have.
David Raya, Ben White, mkona Saliba, mkona Gabriel, Zinchenko,
the best defense in the league.
Odegaard, alafu tuko na Partey, tuko na Declan Rice, then Bukayo Saka, then mkona Kai Havertz, then Gabriel Martinelli. Where's Yesu? Yesu wako wapi?
On the bench.
Yata come in
Umeba msalaba.
Umeba msalaba.
Unfortunately for him, Kai Havertz played well last season, and he continued with the same form for his national team. So he will take precedent over him. Yeah, man.
So you guys are winning that. I'm gonna go 6-0.
No, not necessarily.
Bold of you, though.
But I believe the Kai Havertz signing from Chelsea really did him a solid. Because
angeuzwa tu still that time.
Ndio, lakini
at this rate Chelsea knows everybody.
But unacheki sasa for Kai Havertz it was an upward trajectory ever since he touched down at the Emirates. Amekuwa improve his touch, his body language. Now he's scoring more. Now we are seeing that he's being converted to a false 9, and it's still working for him.
Huh?
We are seeing the Kai Havertz that Chelsea thought they bought from Bayer Leverkusen in Arsenal.
Yes.
Sad times.
So would you have Havertz on your fantasy team?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Havertz ako kwa wish list yangu. Niko rada yake, unajua fantasy wanakupea option.
Budget,
niko kwa rada yake. Just so he keeps on going on with that form, because you also want to save funds on your fantasy team, and how things are looking is going to be competitive. And I'm planning that this is going to be the season that I am crowned champion.
Of the fantasy.
Of the fantasy.
Jimmy, would you have Havertz on your team?
All day, every day. It's a no-brainer, man. Yeah. Havertz is a good player. Just to add on what he said, it's the ability to cruise into midfield, then back into that number 9 position.
Yes.
He does that so effortless. That's the thing for me that makes him stand out as a pick for FPL.
Yeah, then now we have Declan Rice in support. He's been good since he signed for Arsenal. I'll give Arsenal the credit for that. He's been good. He's been scoring goals. He's been creating his chances. Saka, his season again. Last season was his season again. Now this season is his season.
Starboy does everything right. The only thing left for him to do is actually win a trophy. So yeah, as you've said, hopefully this is the season for him. But he does everything right. Yeah, he's a good player.
So the debate is still there. Odegaard versus Bruno Fernandes.
Really?
Who's gonna be?
No. You cannot compare Odegaard to someone who has won medals back-to-back seasons. It wouldn't be fair to Odegaard. It wouldn't be fair at all. Please compare Odegaard.
So tuweke bet. Jimmy, what's a tuweke bet?
Let's do that.
Let's bet. Odegaard versus Bruno Fernandes. Who's going to have a spectacular season?
So how are we going to rate a spectacular season? By
numbers.
Goals.
Yes, let's assist goals, the chances created, minutes played, like everything.
Minutes played weka kando, because mtu anaweza cheza less minutes,
but he has all the
create more
numbers,
chances.
Right?
So we're going by attacking returns.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Easy. Odegaard for me.
Odegaard for you.
Yeah.
Then Wolves, they lost Neto. Do you feel like it was a big loss for them? Who's going to fill in the shoe for Neto?
Podence is back.
Plus on them, yeah.
So he's injured, but him being back is definitely a plus for Wolverhampton.
Yeah. Yeah. So Wolves, they're playing the 3-5-2 format for this game, and Arsenal, they've decided to go for the traditional 4-3-3.
Yep.
So we have to see how that is going to go. So that game is going to kick off in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But about now, tusikize Utazoea. This is from Nyashinsky. But when we come back, we still have so many games to go through. And remember, we have ile big game. Yeah, game week 1, Manchester City versus Chelsea. We are going to dissect that game in a couple of minutes. Nyashinsky, ona huyu
Anafanya nini?
Onana anachukua Golden Globe.
Risk take.
Amalek Onana, the risk taker. That is Ona ya Charisma featuring Watendawili playing through right on Baze Radio.co.ke. The name of the show is Play by Play, whereby we talk matter sports. Mista Billy in the building.
Ronnie, Randyy,
Jimmy Cook.
Always cooking, and Sai na Joanna Smile. Uko points ngapi Jimmy? Sai.
Not too bad. I'm not doing too bad. I'm only at 33 though.
Uko 33 boy. Hiyo ni game week 1.
Ukianza jani game mbili zimechezwa na hapo na 33 points. Game just 2. Yeah.
We still have 8 more games.
Well, kumoto maze. Kumoto.
Ronnie uko na ngapi?
Mimi I think wana 17.
Uko na 17? Mimi niko na 0. I didn't create my team.
you still have time to catch up.
Yes.
Usijali. Fantasy Premier League, it is play by play.
Yes. So guys, if you're wondering what's happening, we are going to share a link for our league. So if you're out there and you're listening in and you want to join the Baze Radio play-by-play league, you should join us. Na tujue nani atakuwa number 1. And the giveaways, number 1 atakuwa na come hang out na sisi hapa kwa studio once in a while tukipiga story ya sports. But right about now guys, Newcastle versus Southampton is also another game that inaanza 5. Niko naangalia hapa squad and naona Newcastle wameleta their top guns
minus Trippier.
Trippier anaanza kuzeeka.
Miguel Almiron is also on the bench. I don't understand that.
You know, yeah, for him unajua ni ile mbio ataleta zile mbio zake, you know, after Southampton wamechoka.
Remember what I said about Ten Hag earlier when we began the show? I think that is also what Eddie Howe might be doing with this particular fixture. He might be taking a chance because also Trippier is back from the Euros. And also from the crazy season. Yeah, Trippier had
aliitwa na England.
He was actually playing at left back.
While Luke Shaw was injured.
Luke Shaw was in rehabilitation. But hopefully it should work out for the Toons at St. James Park. Usually nakuanga easy for them. Alafu ni newly promoted Southampton team, so it shouldn't be a task.
They still have Armstrong. He played in the Premier League like in a relegation.
Yes.
They still have Kyle Water-Peters.
By the way, quite a talented
striker. That's a national number 9.
Yes.
And it's rare nowadays to get a number 9 like that. They have Kyle Water-Peters, who was in the Premier League last time they were in the Premier League.
Yes.
Also, their keeper, a man like McCarthy, he was with them when they were being relegated. So I feel like it's a team that has really tested the waters of the Premier League. And yeah, it's going to be an upset for me, by the way.
Jan Bednarek is back in the Premier League.
Imagine.
So you already know he's going to be putting in those shifts.
Yeah.
Southampton.
I will miss man like James Ward-Prowse in a Saints jersey.
True.
It won't be the same watching a Saints game without him on the pitch.
So, angechill too, si ange come back.
No way. A player like that can't play championship. That's not his quality.
Damn.
Yeah.
So there's a quality for championship and
alafu usisahau kuna ile clause fulani kwa contract.
If your team is
relegated by half.
Yes, and you go to another.
Alafu unaona yeye ni captain, West Ham imekuja with good guap.
Yeah, man.
What do you do? Forget the humble background.
So Newcastle, do you feel pia wataangaisha watu like this season the way they did in the previous season? Haja Newcastle na Manchester walikuwa.
So Cooks mentioned something. Cooks mentioned that Newcastle are a very unpredictable team.
Yeah.
Ile ya kwanza how they looked really solid.
But wakafika mahali
walikuwa na high, everyone had high hopes.
Yes, they will go to the Champions League, right?
Yeah. So the second season wakaqualify hizo vitu zote kikawaramba. For this third season for Eddie Howe, we can just wait and see.
Yeah, we will try. Isak a contender for the Golden Boot?
Oh, definitely.
If ataumia, you see like last season he got injured then.
Yes. If he stays fit, definitely.
Isak is a certified striker, no doubt. He's good.
Gordon?
Tumeanza kusema mabola.
In that conversation. Then interesting, another team that nataka tu kuangalia real quick haraka is Brighton, because they lost their main man coach man, Mr.
Dizabi.
Who I felt like Ali fit into the shoe of Chuck Norris.
Graham
Chuck Norris.
Chelsea's favorite, eh?
The guy went to
right after Frank Lampard.
And grilled beard. But Everton again, ushindwe shida Everton kwa ni Shondaish. All for them is just to survive. You survive, guys.
Yeah.
You just survive.
But Everton had, I think the money went to the new stadium that they are building. So they will be finishing this year at Goodison Park. However, at the start of 2025 in January, they'll be moving to their new stadium.
So hopes ziko high.
So, not only hopes, I feel like since now the stadium thing is over and done with, they can just focus on the football. which should be a plus for them. I don't think they'll be relegated. They're not a relegation side, but they will struggle in the Premier League. But I see them going back to their mid-table status.
Yeah, and in Everton's teams, unaweza choose nani to be in your fantasy league?
Pickford.
Yeah, yeah.
Jordan Pickford, yeah.
He makes a lot of saves.
Exactly.
Alafu Dominic is back at the front line.
Yeah.
And then Dwight McNeil also is back on the flank. Looking at Brighton, mzee mzima, Danny Welbeck is still balling. And he starts today. The 50-year-old.
Danny Welbeck, bana. Old is gold.
Old is gold.
Old is gold.
I feel like this guy is 60 or something like that. And then another old is gold, James Milner, is also in the midfield.
If he plays today, he will be breaking the record for the most appearance of any player in the Premier League.
So
a record previously held by Gareth Barry. Yes.
He'll definitely play.
He's playing. He's in the squad.
And our starting lineup.
Yes.
But see, problems for
Barry.
the trophies.
Yeah, and the trophies.
Problems.
And then my best number 11 is back, Mitoma.
He's lovely.
In the squad. So would you have Mitoma on your fantasy league?
No brainer.
No brain on that. Huh? So guys, when we come back, game of the week, of course this week tutakuwa tunaangalia Manchester City versus Chelsea, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So next wacha tusikize wale manga. Is it Manchester City watakuwa wale manga ama ni Chelsea watakuwa wale manga in a couple of minutes? Ati Jimmy anasema Chelsea are going to be stoned by Manchester City tomorrow. So if you're wondering what's happening, this is play-by-play right on Baze Radio co.ke. Mista Billy in the building.
Ronnie, Randyy.
Jimmy cooks.
Who's cooking? What are you cooking, Jimmy?
I'm finna cook City actually.
You're going to cook City?
Yeah, City are this team that's won the Premier League 4 consecutive times in a row.
And it's boring.
With 150 charges in court.
It's boring.
I mean, but they're coming up against a team that's also had an impressive record over the last decade in the Premier League.
Yes.
The last 2 seasons have not gone to plan, but they're a solid team. They're decent.
Yes.
They're decent, right?
Yeah.
So this time around, it's a curtain raiser for the season. So no one has anything to go at a form or nada. None of that. So it's a clean slate for everyone. So I really do hope Chelsea can get a point or some. Like just get something out of this game. Because City are good. To beat them, you have to be better.
Yeah.
How do you be better? You have to win your one-on-one battles. If they can get City man-to-man, everyone has someone that they are marking, they can actually beat City. The problem with Chelsea is they will try to outplay them. Once you do that, you are in for a surprise. Because you can't outplay City.
Yeah, they have an upper hand. Because, so, guys... Manchester City and Chelsea in the Premier League, they have gone head to head 48 times, right? And out of these 48 times, so the Chelsea team have emerged victorious mara 29, and then Manchester City ni 17 times, then they have gone draw 7 times.
Okay.
And I feel like they have a point to prove after all the signings they've made, after a new coach, everything new. So I feel like this season they have a point to prove. So they don't have an excuse. So Atuna an experienced coach because Enzo is experienced. He has been under Pep.
Yep.
So he knows Pep well. He knows how Manchester City, they are definitely going to play. So I feel also that is an added advantage for Chelsea because they have an inside man who has been with Pep. It's the same case with Arsenal. Arsenal uleme Man City because Arteta has been with Pep for a couple of years. So he knows how this guy is going to plan himself. But again, Manchester City, they're up for the records.
Yeah.
They want to kick off the league on a high note. And say that you see they're defending champions, so they have to be top when it comes to their performance. And also Haaland has a point to prove. We were like msimu moja, so let's see if we can carry on the same,
form and
and stuff like that. But after losing Alvarez, after losing Bob to injury. Rodri is not going to play.
Not replacing Mahrez.
Yes. You see now. Also, that's another discussion that is going to be. But for me, this time I'm rooting for a draw, and hiyo game itakuwa kesho from 6:30 p.m. That is Chelsea at home welcoming Manchester City.
Yes. Yeah. At the bridge. As I told you before, just because Enzo Maresca has been under Pep, he doesn't have the same type of players. He should know that. So he can't outplay Pep.
Definitely.
He can't. He shouldn't try to do that. The thing he should be trying to do is man-to-man football. That's the only way they are going to win this game. And they can win it. Don't take it away from them. They can win it.
Yes.
But the favorites are still the reigning champions.
Manchester City.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, tukimalizia show, real quick, your predictions. Arsenal versus Wolves.
Arsenal 2, Wolves 0.
Jimmy?
Same.
An upset, Wolves 1, Arsenal 0. That's for me. I'm not a hater of Arsenal, but that's why. Everton, Brighton?
Maybe a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw?
Yeah.
Newcastle, South... Jimmy?
I'll give Everton the edge. 2-1 win.
A 2-1 win, huh? Yeah, also, I feel like it's going to be a draw with goals. Then, Newcastle, Southampton?
Oof. Definitely Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle is going to take that away.
I'm sorry for the Saints, because St. James Park is not the best place to go for the first day of the game week. I remember last season they thrashed Aston Villa 5 goals. So, yeah, you don't want to be going to St. James Park.
Nottingham, Bournemouth?
Easy pickings, these ones. Because they're almost at the same level.
Yeah.
I think they play out to a goalless draw.
Yeah, Elanga will score on that, so I'll go for Nottingham 1-0.
Easy.
Ronnie?
You know I'm a huge fan for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So I'll give it to Bournemouth.
You give it to Bournemouth?
But Bournemouth ni watu wangu mbaya.
So closing the day, West Ham, Aston Villa.
This is actually a good game because West Ham want to go back to the European spots. Yeah. Aston Villa currently are there and they want to remain there.
And be relevant, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be an end-to-end affair, but I still think Aston Villa will have the edge. So a slight 3-2 win or a 3-1 win. 3-2 basically.
Now for me, this is the match that I'm going for a goalless draw.
West Ham versus
Aston Villa. Yes, because they will probably be afraid to attack each other.
Yeah.
And they will also be very decisive in their defensive tactics. So also Lopetegui doesn't want to begin the season with a negative on the table. So for me, this will be a goalless draw.
I'll go for Aston Villa. Actually, 3-0 win. Okay. For Aston Villa. I feel like they're in a position to beat West Ham. So tomorrow we have Brentford, Crystal Palace.
London derbies.
Yes.
London derbies are difficult to predict, but Crystal Palace, they've been cooking. Even with the loss of Olise, I still think Eze, their main man, will put them on his shoulders. So they will win.
Mateta had a good Olympic. So I feel also is good.
A slender one, but they will win.
Yeah.
I'll go for a draw on this one. I feel like it's going to be like a 2-2 draw. Then now, game of the week, Manchester City versus Chelsea.
This is more of a prayer than a prediction. Chelsea to win 2-1.
Ronnie?
Since you're making prayers on this one, Chelsea draw.
Chelsea draw. I go for Man City win. Then last game on Monday, we'll have Leicester City versus Tottenham Hotspurs.
Tottenham Hotspurs.
Yeah.
They know how to open the league. And they'll be welcoming Leicester with a plan to upset.
A plan to upset?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go for a Tottenham win. And I feel like Solanke is going to score on his... If he plays, he'll score. Yes. So, guys, that has been play-by-play, day one. Tomorrow is a show even in style. So, by end of game week 1, Liverpool, number 1. Manchester City. Manchester United, number 2. Manchester City, number 3. And then we close with Arsenal, number 4. That's my table at the end of game week 1. Ronnie?
It should look like that, but I believe because we only managed to score 1 goal, we'll be the one closing the week at number 4.
At number 4.
Yes.
Jimmy?
Yes.
I think a lot of teams are going to win, and you guys won't even be near the top 4. I don't know where you might end up.
All I'm hearing is hate. All I'm hearing is hate.
No hate for real. But yeah, I think there's better games to come. We're still yet to see the best of the Premier League for this opening game week. So I think at the top, Liverpool might stay there. They might not. But the top four will basically be looking like Liverpool, Arsenal, City, and a team like Villa or Chelsea.
Damn. We are out. See you next Saturday. Take care of yourselves.
Adios.
This is Baze Radio.
We are 254 to the core.